Like one of its many bridges, the Giants are the fabric that holds the city together, connecting Northern California's great communities. From Fisherman's Wharf to Chinatown, the colors of Halloween flow freely throughout the bay. Mays and McCovey used Candlestick to light the night, while Bonds ushered in a new era by the Cove. And now these Giants look forward to another even year.
And the Giants have won. They have won the World Series.
Baseball tonight's Sunday Night Countdown is presented by Chevrolet. Yeah, they won it in 2010. They won it in 12. They won it all in 2014. It's an even year. Will they be sailing to another World Series in 2016? This is San Francisco's AT&T Park, one of the gems of Major League Baseball. It's Chris Bryant, and the Chicago Cubs are in town, wrapping up the third of a three-game set. Brandon Belt and the Giants have proven they are the dominant team in the West, just like the Cubs are in the Central, and this city is alive and buzzing about baseball one more time. Two of the best in the National League set to square off as the Giants and Cubs play on Sunday Night Baseball here at AT&T Park. And recapping a series that has seen both of these teams get a victory. This is the rubber match. You got Madison, Bumgarner, and Kyle Hendricks on the mound tonight as Cub fans. They're all over the place, and they are certainly present here in San Francisco. One of the great cities. You make a little vacation out of it. You get to watch a baseball game at a place like this, and it is typical San Francisco weather. 10 minutes ago, it was about 80. Now it feels about 60. Aaron Boone is here. Dude in the middle, kind of on the left side, is Dallas Braden and Tim Kirkshin as well. We are looking, and you'll do the game. Two of the best teams in the National League squaring off again tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it has one of those early looks here in May, guys. Like, man, this could be a National League Championship series. I think there's no doubt that these are two teams that are the class. Very well-rounded teams. We've seen the moves for the Giants with Samardzija and Cueto have really worked out. So this is a exciting little prelude, and you can feel the buzz in the crowd. There's some Cubs fans here.
Well, they've got depth. The pitching staff on both sides have really stepped up. The Cubs have just been dominant from day one. You're getting great starts out of guys like Matt Cain over here in San Francisco. Yep. So I think what you're saying, Booney, I'm picking up what you're putting down, man. This could be an
the buzz in the crowd part of that?
Absolutely.
I figured that.
And the last time these two teams were in first place in their divisions this late in the season was 1947. So it shows you, or have the two best records in the league. It's really hard to do what they're doing right now.
All right, so let's take a look at it. The Cubs got 29 wins. The Giants got 26 wins. One of those victories Friday night, it came because of Jake Arrieta's pitching, and Jason Hayward in that game got hurt. Just saw Joe Madden a little while ago, asked him if it was serious. He said, looks like he's going to be back in 3 or 4 days. It would look like a head, if not a shoulder, turned out to be a bruised hip. So the good news is Hayward is going to be back, they believe, within the next couple of days. And Arrieta, Dallas, typically dominant again.
Well, yeah, nothing we haven't seen, and nothing, frankly, we aren't getting used to seeing from this guy. You talk about a mix and command with an entire repertoire. He dominates. He's unpredictable. It's just unfair at this point.
And then Buster Posey on Saturday hit a home run, which unfortunately for Posey has been rare so far this season, especially with men on. But the Giants get a win on Saturday, and we will talk with Buster Posey, play catch with him in just a little while. Chicago Cub lineup, you talked about the balance that they have. A little different now, obviously. Caesar's playing in right field because there is no Jason Hayward and Bryant, and Zobrist and Rizzo go 2, 3, 4.
Right, the flexibility they have for Joe Madden to move people around. Ben Zobrist 5 for 6 lifetime against Bumgarner. Small sample, but sees him pretty well.
All right, Buster Olney is here. Aaron, we'll get back to you in a second. Let's get a Buster on why Rizzo is moving around that lineup and hitting 2.
Yeah, and Carl, the whole team is in a bit of a slump in the last 6 games. Total 19 runs, a little bit more than 3 runs per game. Anthony Rizzo, 1 hit in the last 22 at-bats. But I tell you what, being around the Cubs for a couple days, I think they're the least surprised people that they're going through this slide. As Rizzo told reporters after the game on Saturday, look, anyone who thought that we were going to win 140 games is taking something. And one quick update on Hayward, Carl. He told me that he actually is going to try to swing a bat tomorrow before the Cubs play in St. Louis.
All right, that's really good news for them, and I'm probably one of those guys who may not have thought 140, but 110, 120, so I'm on something. Back to the starting pitcher tonight, Buster, and then we'll bring these guys in on that lineup. Hendricks will throw a lot of first pitch strikes, and with a defense that's a little depleted, that might be something we can keep an eye on. Yeah,
he is a sinker baller who is with the Cubs inadvertently. If you remember, in 2012, the Cubs were trying to trade Ryan Dempster, and initially Dempster was saying, no, I want to play with the Dodgers. So they asked the Dodgers about Alan Webster, a prospect. The Dodgers said, we don't want to make that trade. The Cubs then reached out to the Atlanta Braves. They arranged a trade for Randall Delgado for Dempster, and Dempster vetoed that trade, as he had the power to do. So the Cubs, in the last hour before the trade deadline, brought Dempster into the front office so he could hear that the Dodgers weren't going to make a trade. And with 1 minute to go, the Cubs traded Dempster to Texas, and part of that deal, Kyle Hendricks, who has this unusual fastball that drops straight down, according to catcher David Ross.
All right, Buster, we'll get to Buster in just a couple of seconds on the San Francisco Giants. So you were about to say something on the Cubs?
Yeah, I mean, they've kind of dominated in all three facets of the game so far this year. And what's interesting, remember all the strikeouts a year ago? Young team. I think Ben Zobrist and that influence. The strikeouts are down, but the walks have really risen. There's going to be 6 guys on this team potentially with more than 80 walks on the season. So it's kind of got that old school American League East grind you down. And I think as the summer heats up, I think this team's going to start to hit for more power.
Yeah. I can see that happening. What you see, Booney, when you talk about the strikeouts going down, the walks going up, that's just an indicator of how mature they are becoming. They're learning from each other. And you think about a veteran lineup like the Boston Red Sox and the way that they were able to grind out at bats in the past. This is very reminiscent of that team.
And that's what Joe Madden preaches. He also preaches defense, and they have a much better defensive team this year, especially in the outfield with Jason Hayward and Wright. That's why it's so important to get him back.
33 defensive runs saved on the year, tops in Major League Baseball. A lot of that has to do with Hayward being able to stay in right, and Dexter Fowler. Those numbers have really risen. He's playing a deeper center field this year.
As you think about it, and Rizzo made a joke about 140. They're not going to win 140, but am I way off when I think this entire summer, not the fall, but the summer, will be eventually about this team and pursuing the breaking of the streak and 100-plus wins?
I think it will be, because their rotation seems so sound, obviously anchored by Arrieta. Rondon's become an elite closer. And they're one of those teams, like the Dodgers, like the Red Sox, that not only have the resources, but have the farm system to go out and address what they're going to need at the trade deadline. That's why that's part of the reason I think they might only get better as the summer wears on.
This is a national story come July and August. The Giants are like, that's fine, let's get to September and October, and that's when we're really good, especially in these even number years, which is a little bit odd. They do win in them. They got the World Series in 10, 12, and 14. Giant lineup looks like this. It was big for them to get that home run from Posey. Crawford is an underrated guy. People look at the Giant lineup and remind them that from 1 to 9, and especially tonight with Bumgarner, the pitcher, who's as good a hitting pitcher as there's been in baseball in a long time, you can't just assume somebody's going to make it out, and it makes for a very interesting deal for a guy like Hendricks. With more on the Giants, here's Buster.
Yeah, Carl, Madison Bumgarner as a pitcher, according to his manager, Bruce Bochy, is someone who really likes to tinker. And he told me on Saturday that he doesn't really felt comfortable with his mechanics so far this year, but he's doing one thing really well, according to opposing scouts, and that is pounding the outside corner to right-handed hitters. And he told me, he said, look, in this ballpark, that's not necessarily a bad thing to have, because the conditions, if you can live on the outside corner with right-handed hitters, you're not going to give up a lot of extra base hits. He's allowed only 2 home runs in his last 42 and a third innings and has a 1.69 ERA. Now, as a hitter, he's even less happy. When I asked him about his offense yesterday, he said, have you seen the numbers? 3 for 23 this year with 12 strikeouts, and he's semi-threatened to go back to what he did last year, which was to do no preparation between his at-bats. Basically, he said he didn't take any batting practice, didn't take any swings, including when he was getting ready for pinch hit appearances. And last year he hit close to 250 with 5 homers, Carl. He's always a threat at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, as a pitcher, you can relate to his frustration at the plate, right?
Without a doubt. I mean, let's just. I'm gonna call it 22nd here, and let's realize that we've got Buster Olney breaking down Madison Bumgarner and his displeasure with his performance at the plate.
Yeah,
that's who this dude is. On the mound, an absolute horse. We've got that. But at the plate, he's a lumberjack amongst all lumberjacks, and he's pissed he's not getting the pitches to hit.
Bumgarner swung at a 3-0 pitch once last year and the year before, and Jake Arrieta has swung at a 3-0 pitch twice this year. They're pitchers. Things have changed.
They're athletes, Timmy.
They're also a little angry, like angry birds on the mound. Bumgarner seems to have a little more of an edge. We've seen him challenge, different teams, but this year it feels like every game there's a little fuse that could be lit.
Yeah, and talking to Bruce Bochy about it, he said, just sometimes there's something that'll get him mad. It could be the smallest thing, but it seems to actually help him focus a little bit. Most starting pitchers, I don't like to see the emotional ebb and flow, because you're out there for so many pitches that you need to keep your poise. But anytime he has a little bit of incident, it seems to really sharpen that focus. And so far this season, he's turning out another Madison Bumgarner season.
And that's what he said the other day. He said, I just needed something to be mad about. And that's how the Will Myers thing came up. Dallas, is it better to be mad as a pitcher, or can it work against you?
I think it can work against you at times. I'll tell you what, a little story for me. On my days, I would let anybody touch the radio, because whatever music I was hearing, that would probably not make me too happy. So I went out there with that little bit of an edge. But I'm no Madison Bumgarner. Let's not get it twisted.
So your own team would anger you.
Hey, like Bump said, you got to find something. I got enough friends, and I'm not into making any more.
Did you need to play with it? Like, did you need to be mad? Were you mad in 03 when you hit the homer off Wakefield? Did somebody tweak you?
I was mad because I was stinking it up the joint, and I was on the bench to start. So, yeah, I was mad.
Quick question as we head to the Dodgers-Padres. Do you think the Giants can run away with this division because they're so balanced, and the Giants have shown that the Dodgers can be beaten?
Run away might be a stretch, but I think they're the class of this division if they stay healthy. The key for them, though, is getting Kane to continue to put those starts together and getting something out of Peavy or the 5 spot in this rotation, which has been a problem for him.
I would agree. I think the reason we think the Cubs are so set is because of 4 and 5 in that rotation and the production they're getting there. You think about a Peavy and a Kane being able to do so, look out, San Francisco.
Unless the Dodgers make a move, I like them to pull away.
But the Dodgers have to make a move if they're in trouble this summer. They can't go without making the playoffs. They have resources and money like nobody else. If they don't make a move, I think it's shame on them.
Don't sleep on the Diamondbacks yet. Greinke, another good outing today. He's starting to find distraction. I'm telling you, don't sleep on that.
Here with the Dodgers today, Utley with a nice play against the Padres, using that glove to flip it to Agon for the out.
He's flourished there, playing in that kind of 3 out of 4 days. He kept him fresh. He's playing great on both sides.
All right, umpire, foul ball, and down for a while. And this one obviously gets him in a place where nobody, as a man, ever wants to get hit.
Not much fun.
No, and he was down for a long time. Had to be replaced. Game actually was delayed for about 10 minutes. Puig came in on a bases-loaded situation, missed it. Blow this bad boy wide open.
Yeah, it doesn't look good right now for the Los Angeles Dodgers. The San Diego Padres are a team you need to go take care of business, and they took it on the chin this weekend.
Right, and they lost 2 walk-offs in a row and then playing poorly today.
Justin Turner, big red, big dead city, left field and long.
That's one guy coming off the knee surgery. They haven't gotten a lot of power production. He's been so consistent. That's a guy that they need to get rolling to add some more length to that lineup.
All right, so the good news, the Dodgers not done yet, 4-4. Here are the Diamondbacks and the Cardinals. Paul Goldschmidt, 3-0. We're going to green light that. Yeah, that worked out.
I mean, Goldie's struggled by his standards all season long. He has not got it rolling, and there's going to be a time where he starts to lock in. Greinke, another strong outing today. Don't sleep on the Diamondbacks.
We're not. Jaime Garcia, not good, though. 2 1/3, 5 earned runs. Greinke, 6 2/3, 11 hits and 7 earned in his last start. He went 7 Ks and 1 earned in 8 today.
Well, this is what you like to see out of Greinke, is getting back to moving the fastball around and expanding the zone with his off speed once he's ahead in the count.
Rest of the National League power structure, the Mets are one of these teams. Looking for a 3-game sweep of the Brewers, Michael Conforto, and we have liftoff.
Oh my, stay fair!
Trying to stick that fastball in, leak out over the plate. Holla.
Not going to sneak it.
The Mets pitch and they hit a lot of home runs. That can be a really good combination.
Darryl Strawberry uniform on and acted like Darryl.
This is Noah Syndergaard, 99, 98, 99. He had a two-seamer or a slot. He had everything.
I believe pitch 107 or 109 ended at 99 miles an hour today. That's gasoline all day, twice on Sunday.
Booney, when he's painting away down and away at 98, that's what, impossible?
I mean, the downhill angle that he creates, it says 98, 99. Sometimes it doesn't look like. To him, it always looks that way. He reminds me of Jason Schmidt when he was dominant for a few seasons.
We love Jason Schmidt. They love him here, certainly in San Francisco. All right, so Max Scherzer's got 30 Ks in his last 2 starts, and Giancarlo Stanton is becoming a statistic unto himself. 0 for 17, 15 Ks in his last 5. He started with another strikeout.
Right, so that's 17 strikeouts in his last 6 games. Brett Wallace was the last to do that in 2013.
Say something to him, Barry.
Well, he might have, because this worked. Stanton hit that ball really hard.
And that's a Max Scherzer slider there on the black that he back through the middle. That's one of those swings that can, okay, settle you down a little and maybe start to be the light at the end of this long tunnel right now.
But maybe not.
Carlo.
Scherzer, 8 innings, 8 Ks. Nats win at 8-2. And for all the numbers that the Nationals and Scherzer put up, the number of the day has got to be what Giancarlo Stanton is not doing. As Tim pointed out, there are some other statistics to go with a 1 for 21 with 17 strikeouts, Tim.
This is amazing, and he's got 60 for the season. Barry Bonds, who you mentioned, Booney, in 2004 on this date had 9 strikeouts. Giancarlo Stanton has 60. It's a big change in the game, the way it works.
Did you get that? 9 and 60.
The one thing about him is he looks healthy. Everything looks right. He's obviously off, but he just needs, he'll get it rolling.
All right, he'll get it rolling. That's good news. Bad news for the Angels, a team that has been just destroyed by injuries pitching-wise. That's not a good sign there. Mike Trout, a little ankle issue. I mean, we can't have that. They can't have it. Baseball can't have it. He didn't really want to come out of the game, but he was taken out of the game. Angels hammered the Orioles by a score of 10-2. All right, we'll come back. Little leaguers in town. And Hunter Pence and his signs giving some lessons. Tim joined them. Look at the little guy giving a little Hunter Pence swing. We'll get into that and also the perfect spot with the bubbler. Braids, he went waterboarding. Well, he went into the water. It was a mess.
This is where they keep some of the most vile, incorrigible offenders. Let's go see if we can catch up with Rougned Odor, huh? Too soon?
No way, it's a Chevy.
It's the Chevy Memorial Day sale. Time to get the crossover that's right for you. Trax, Equinox, or Traverse.
It's very impressive.
It's awesome.
This is incredible.
It'll be a good road trip car. The Wi-Fi is cool.
It's fancy.
I love it.
Get more than you expect for less than you imagine during the Chevy Memorial Day sale.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Equinox LT for around $189 a month. Plus, find your tag and get an additional $500 lease cash on select Equinox vehicles in stock.
Insurance should be a lot of things. It should see your business the way you see your business. We think insurance should come from a friend, someone you trust, because actions speak louder in person. When it's right, we think insurance should love what you love. The Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Everything insurance should be. Visit CINFIN.com and talk to your local independent agent about what matters to you.
I've been a Whopper fan since I was 10 years old.
Want to try a Whopper dog?
This is a Whopper? This looks like a hot dog, bro.
It's delicious. It's like everything that's on a Whopper on a hot dog.
Burger King just made a grilled dog Whopper style. Introducing the Whopper dog. Only at Burger King.
Scott's, the official sponsor of Major League Baseball and guys who wish they could play Major League Baseball. It's good out here.
Catch a memory you'll never release.
I
Show us your first catch. Learn more at takemefishing.org.
He's beautiful.
This world will burn if he is not stopped. But no one can stand against the darkness alone. Together, you can save this world.
Our only hope is to unite as one.
Warcraft, rated PG-13.
It's pretty simple. If you like how it sounds, you keep singing it. If you like how it's done, you keep doing it. If you like how it fits, you keep wearing it.
Keep playing them songs, keep singing along, keep leaning it on in closer.
Napoleon makes some of the most coveted grills. Maybe it's the restaurant quality sear from the 1800-degree sizzle zone, the heavenly aroma of the wood chip smoker tray, or all the other engineering details that make a Napoleon a Napoleon. What's really important is that you make one your own.
Hey, Pete. Yeah. You've got your own grill. You know, at your house. Good point.
Napoleon Grills. One day, you'll own the best.
I see you.
When I have an idea brewing, anything is possible. You start where it all began. You think about where you've been. You decide where you're going. You consider the flavors. And then you bring them together to create something new. There's inspiration all around. You just need to know how to see it. Blue Moon, artfully brewed with Valencia orange peel and a touch of coriander. Something's brewing.
Baseball tonight's Sunday Night Countdown here in San Francisco, presented by Chevrolet. Find new roads, and in part by the Cincinnati Insurance Companies. Everything insurance should be. Well, the Reds, one of those teams in Cincinnati, struggling, and it's made look worse so by the Chicago Cubs play, as they have been unbelievable all season long, going 29-12. One of those reasons, Dexter Fowler, who walked into the camp late. And joining us with more on Fowler is Jess Mendoza. Jess?
Well, Carl, the biggest thing with Dexter Fowler, I mean, he's been on fire this season, obviously coming back to the Cubs, which was a huge surprise in the offseason. But talking to him yesterday, the biggest reason he's been able to offensively be as strong as he has is his hitting coach, Barry Bonds. He's worked with him for the last few years, and he's been really helping him a ton, being more balanced in the box, especially from the left side. And if you watch him, the width that he has when he gets his front foot down, he's been able to be more consistent. And guys, the power. I mean, this is a leadoff guy that I think is only behind Jose Altuve in OPS, and he's been able to bring, not just on base percentage, but also the big home runs too.
The other thing we talked about, Jess, with the Cubs and Aaron Boone was the ability not to strike out and how Zobrist changed all that.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably one of the underrated things about Ben Zobrist coming over to this team is the fact that he is influenced, not just obviously what he does, being a big on-base guy, low strikeouts, but how that's infiltrated through the rest of the lineup. When I talk to a lot of the guys, I mean, the biggest thing, you got to remember, this was a huge strikeout team last year, and they're growing and they're maturing, and Ben Zobrist is at the head of that. He's been able to kind of talk to them about how to take more pitches, how to not chase, what to do with 2 strikes. And even talking to Joe Madden today, that's probably been the biggest thing he said has kind of gone away the last couple games that he wants to see them come back to is with 2 strikes being able to put the ball in play and not get those big Ks.
All right, Jess, much more from Jess and Aaron coming up during the game at 8 o'clock Eastern time. So let's go over the construction of the Chicago Cubs. Theo and Jed go there in 2011. Epstein is the president of baseball operations and Hoyer as his general manager. They were together in Boston and, of course, won the World Series. The only 2 players in the organization still there were Matt Caesar and Javier Baez. That means everybody else is changed. 3 players drafted or signed as the amateur free agents. Rondon out of the bullpen now. Soler, who's playing more because of the injuries. And, of course, Chris Bryant. After that, they went out and did some free agent signing and trading. Anthony Rizzo, that's worked out pretty well. Jake Arrieta, Cy Young guy, and John Lester, pedigree guy who's been in and won World Series. So you can see how the way this thing was put together, they're largely considered to have one of the better minor league organizations. And the guy that has helped cover it for ESPN.com, Jesse Rogers, joins us now. And it's amazing, even though they've won 29 games and lost only 12, you still get the feeling that it's a work in progress, isn't it?
A little bit, but you know, they established themselves in the second half last year, and that really set the foundation. But obviously the injury to Kyle Schwarber, most recently to Jason Hayward, has mixed things up a little bit in the outfield. They'll get Hayward back, but you know, replacing Schwarber, I mean, there's no doubt when they have some offensive lulls, you see that missing in the lineup. And right now they're 4-6 in their last 10, and they've struggled to score some runs. But as Joe Madden said just moments ago, if this is the worst stretch they're going to have, go about 500 over 10 games, he'll take that any day of the week.
When you're around them every day, what are some of the things you see that maybe we don't, or the fans of the Cubs and baseball don't?
There's some serious professionalism going on there, from the young players they drafted in Chris Bryant or traded for an Addison Russell to, of course, the guys they brought in. Jessica mentioned Ben Zobrist. I had never really got to know him before, but watching him up close every day, a complete professional. Jason Hayward, same thing. It all rubs off. And I think this was certainly all by design, not by chance. Theo and Jed said, we have to bring in guys that can withstand the Cubs curse and everything that playing in Chicago brings. And they really did that both from the veteran side and the young players as well. And a guy like Jorge Soler, they're trying to get him there. He's the one guy sort of a work in progress. He's making strides.
Jesse, everyone talks about Joe Madden, how much fun he has, but he's also the oldest school guy there is as far as teaching these guys the right way to play. A lot of that professionalism comes from him, doesn't it?
It does. He's so good with the mind tricks, though. He has one rule, okay? And the rule is respect 90, meaning, of course, run hard. But that means a lot. That's not just one rule. That encompasses everything about the game of baseball. And one thing he likes more than anything is watching a guy run the bases. This is a really good base running team. And I think he feels like if you're focused in on running the bases well, you're going to be focused on the rest of your game as well. So, yeah, he's old school in some ways, but certainly lets them have their space. But again, it all comes back to respect 90, which to me means a whole lot.
I'd be shocked if the Cubs look the way they do in October as they do now. There are big deals out there that Epstein would at least consider given the farm system.
I don't think there's any doubt they need a left-handed specialist, a guy that'll face Bryce Harper in the 8th inning. Instead of walking him 6 times, they'll go ahead and face him. So that's one specialty they need. Maybe fortify a little bit in the outfield because of the loss of Schwarber. Right. A couple other areas, perhaps a starting pitcher, although they have the best starting staff in baseball right now.
It's a rough gig you got. It's going to be fun all summer. We wish you the best covering the Cubs.
Yeah, it's been tough watching all these victories,
I'm sure. All right, that's Jesse Rogers, ESPNChicago.com, with the construction of the Cubs and the vibe around that team. Of course, the vibe around San Francisco is always about young kids and baseball and how they connect with their big city team, the San Francisco Giants. As we continue, it is all about Little League now. We focus on the Little League World Series coming up just a couple of weeks, if not months from now. They'll begin that competition. Hunter Pence got a chance to spend some time with the local Little League team earlier today.
Thanks very much with our Little League segment today, and we're with Giants right fielder Hunter Pence. This is very important. He takes his job seriously, but he doesn't take his life too seriously. He has a good laugh with baseball, which you have to do once in a while, because wherever you go, Hunter, there are signs in the stands that relate to you. Some of them are just ridiculous. When did these signs start for you in your career?
Well, I don't really have a choice to take myself seriously when all these signs are out and about. You know, it was actually 2014 playing against the Mets. A couple guys held up some signs about things you don't do in New York, and they said that I was doing them. And, you know, our, Kruk and Kuip, as they are, kind of brought it to everyone's attention, and it just was kind of funny, and it took off, and it still kind of lingers as this ghost that will haunt me forever. I don't know how I'm going to sunbathe at night, but that's pretty good. Hunter Pence sunbathes at night. Yeah, you should show that one off.
So has there been a memorable sign or two that you looked at while you're standing in right field during a game and go, that's pretty funny?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. It's tough to always remember. There's a lot of people that come up with really funny ones. I really enjoyed Hunter Pence chooses the hamburger and hot dog race. That's pretty clever. Hunter Pence thinks he's in Kansas when we were in Kansas City. And I do argue that I am in Kansas City, you know. So I have a lot of fun with him. A lot of people hold him up and want to know if it's true or not.
Right.
You know, Hunter Pence uses MySpace. You know, back in the day, I used MySpace. There's, you know, every now and then there will be a fan that will hold a sign and stare at me until I respond. There's like 2 or 3 about everywhere I go, and you know, they every now and then you get a really, really funny one, and I do enjoy it. I appreciate the humor. It's right up my alley. I love laughing at myself. I love making fun of things, and you know. These kids, I appreciate you guys bringing your signs out and supporting the Giants.
Thanks for coming, kids, and everyone. This is Hunter Pence, and he has fun playing this game. There's a good lesson there for all of us. Thanks for joining us.
Yes, and as Hunter Pence was having fun with Little Leaguers, Braden is flashing back to the dudes that he was tailgating with during the 2010 World Series. As a dude, not a player.
And Sergio Romo, of course, came by before the show and said, are they going to put you on TV with that hair?
He wanted to touch it for good luck. Cubs and Cardinals and Pence and the Padres, 7 and 10. That's Tuesday night on ESPN. Well, the Dodgers were down. Turner tied it with a homer. Howie Kendrick, straightaway central, gone. Big one, boy, with the Dodgers, with Maeda having a pretty good start. Like to go on and win this game. It's 5-4. They lead the Padres in the bottom of the 8th down the road in San Diego. Back with more baseball tonight.
Evil weeds are always lurking. New Scott's Turf Builder kills the weeds you see and the ones you don't with its weed grip technology, and feeds your grass for a thicker lawn, too. New Scott's Turf Builder Weed and Feed. Go to participating retailers for 10% off.
And this May, you get a free 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m.
Didn't we have this conversation already?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday?
And this May, you get a free 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m.
I think I'm having deja vu. Didn't we have this conversation already?
And this May, you get a free 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m.
I feel like I'm having deja vu.
Every morning in May, get a free delicious 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m. The Subway Sandwich Shop. Fresh is what we do.
Taking the hassle out of yard work just got even easier. During the Echo National Sales Event, get a pro-grade Echo trimmer or handheld blower for only $149.99 each, backed by a 5-year warranty. But hurry, these deals will be gone before you know it. So take back your yard with Echo.
Throughout history, there are those who evolved to control energy, teleport, and even fly. Still others evolved so much, they don't even need to wear pants. With Hanes X-Temp technology, you'll stay cool under pressure, even when saving the world from apocalypse.
Wait, what now?
Hanes X-Temp technology, because when you're cool, you're comfortable. X-Men Apocalypse in theaters May 27th.
In our quest to reach our greatest heights, we require focus, resolve, and the ability to grip the moment. For it is in these moments that we define ourselves by our determination to never let go. Falcon Tires, the official tire of Major League Baseball.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
For people with heart failure, tomorrow is not a given. But Entresto is a medicine that helps make more tomorrows possible.
Tomorrow, tomorrow.
I love you. Tomorrow.
In the largest heart failure study ever, Entresto helped more people stay alive and out of the hospital than a leading heart failure medicine. Women who are pregnant must not take Entresto. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren. If you've had angioedema while taking an ACE or ARB medicine, don't take Entresto. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high potassium in your blood.
Tomorrow, tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow.
Ask your heart doctor about Entresto and help make tomorrow possible.
You're only a day away.
Hey man, let's play ball.
Oh, he pops it in center field. Could be trouble.
Hey, see Walker, go, 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 go.
However you play ball, play ball. Go to playball.org to find out more.
The new Royal Blizzard. What's the science behind the fudge suspended inside?
Uh-oh. It's not working. Guys, I actually fill the blizzard with fudge.
Science! Experience the all-new Royal Blizzard lineup. This is fan food, not fast food.
Throughout history, there are those who evolved to control energy, teleport, and even fly. Still others evolved so much, they don't even need to wear pants. With Hanes X-Temp technology, you'll stay cool under pressure, even when saving the world from apocalypse.
Wait, what now?
Hanes X-Temp technology. Because when you're cool, you're comfortable. X-Men Apocalypse in theaters May 27th.
The new Royal Blizzard. What's the science behind the fudge suspended inside?
Uh-oh. It's not working. Guys, I actually fill the blizzard with fudge.
Science! Experience the all-new Royal Blizzard lineup. This is fan food, not fast food.
Welcome back to Baseball Tonight's Sunday Night Countdown. It's presented by Chevrolet. The streetcars in San Francisco. They got the Giants, who could very well be a World Series contender. They got the San Jose Sharks. They got the Warriors. They don't have any real injury news. Around the league Sunday, Sonny Gray, 15 ADL, strained right trapezius muscle.
Right, 6.19 ERA. Something has to be wrong here. Let's get him fixed and go from there.
This will give him time to kind of rest and reassess and get things back on track.
And the Rangers get a big boost when Yu Darvish returns. Of course, they are battling for the first place race in the West with the Seattle Mariners. Another guy that is struggling. In fact, it's a handful of guys that were really good last year that are struggling this year. Two of them on the mound today. One of them, Dallas Keuchel for the Houston Astros. Last year he was 6-0 with a .167 ERA through his first 9 starts. This year 2-5, .543, and getting hit by the Rangers today.
Right, he has really struggled, especially with his command. If you look at his walk total, it's way up from last year. That means more balls in the middle of the plate lately, and he's getting hit hard.
And obviously that's a bad recipe, Timmy, especially for a guy like Keuchel who does a great job of sinking it and cutting it to the edges of the zone. If he's in the middle, that means things are just mixing. And in the big leagues, that's never a good thing.
So can he fix this?
I believe he can. It's mechanical. It's about a release point for him. And it's about getting back to sequencing. And what I mean by that is attacking a hitter in a way that he is comfortable with doing instead of trying to reinvent the wheel out there.
And Carl, the question is, can the Astros fix it?
Good point.
They're 15 under since June the 4th.
Cole Hamels 5-0, 11 strikeouts. He was outstanding today. He's been good. Again, Darvish comes back. But here's a guy, Keuchel, who's relied on the off-speed stuff, getting guys to swing at pitches outside. He does not have an overpowering fastball.
No, and that's the thing is if you're going to rely on pitching to contact and you're going to rely on your defense working for you, you've got to be down in the zone and make it feasible for your defense to work.
All right, well, the Baseball Tonight employee during the World Series, Chris Archer, really struggling, and this is a troubling start again for him today.
Right, so 5.16 ERA this year for Chris Archer. The great wipeout slider hasn't been there even one day this entire year, and it's really working against him.
And a really good illustration in this highlight of how badly he's missing his location.
Well, that's the thing, location, location, location. I always say fastball and real estate, that's what they have in common, location. And for him, it's about getting ahead in the count so he can get to that slider. If he's not ahead in the count, he's not able to expand the zone. That's what he's done a great job of since coming up to the big leagues. And if he's going to be 2-0, 3-1 in the middle of the plate, big league hitters can turn around 95.
Especially big league guys named Miggy. That was 95 miles an hour when Cabrera turned it around. Some bad news for the Tigers in this. Zimmerman, Jordan had to leave with a strained groin. Cabrera tweaked his leg. It looks like both of those are minor injuries, but both of them left the game. The numbers for Archer are bad across the board, so I asked you the same question. Can this be fixed?
This has to be fixed, and I think Chris we saw that while you said he was working with us, he's a very cerebral individual. He's going to go back to the drawing board. He's not just going to try to outstuff people. He's going to get with this catcher. He's going to look at the video, and he's going to figure some things out as far as release point and sequence is concerned.
All right, so a knee contusion for Cabrera. Zimmerman, a right groin issue. We'll keep an eye on that. Red Sox, their offense has been rolling. Couple of storylines there today. Jackie Bradley Jr. has now got a hit in 27 straight games.
That's the longest by a Red Sox, as Manny Ramirez did it in 27 in a row in 2006. One more, and he's halfway to DiMaggio, showing again how hard 56 in a row is.
Joe DiMaggio, 56-game hitting streak, Major League Baseball record. Dom DiMaggio, 34-game hit streak, Red Sox record. And David Ortiz only went 4 for 4 today with a homer and 2 doubles.
Right, so it's the 4th time in his career he's had a 4-hit game with 3 extra base hits. Roberto Clemente never had that many, and neither did Mike Schmidt, showing what David Ortiz does.
Clearly time to hang it up, Jimmy. Yeah, he's still planning very much on retiring, but he's having a heck of a lot of fun doing what he's doing this year for Boston. And the 3 drives all went to the same part of the ballpark. He got that one over the wall. That could have been his 2nd triple of the season.
You said it on Friday. What if he wins the MVP and then retires? That's ridiculous.
He's certainly a consideration for it. 5-2 Red Sox over the Indians. All right, that's the battery for tonight. Bumgarner will be throwing to Buster Posey. Posey hit a home run yesterday, and while it's always a good time to catch Buster Posey, I'm pretty sure he enjoyed playing catch with another guy earlier today, even more. Hi, Buster. So I've been watching these commercials you do, and there's one where you play a doctor and you're ready to help deliver a baby. And it's a really funny commercial. And I've talked to you, I don't know, 10, 12 times, and I said, he's not that funny. And yet you're hilarious in the spot. So do they make you be funny, or are you a funny dude?
You just got to get to know me a little better, I
You're
think.
a funny guy.
Depends on who you ask.
What's it like being the father of 2 twins, 4-year-olds? Is that fun?
It's great. I had them, they were up here yesterday, got to hang out in the clubhouse a little bit after the game, and it's going to be fun for them to grow up and kind of, be in the baseball world. I know when I was growing up, it would have been great to be in a major league clubhouse.
Be around the clubhouse?
Yeah, come on, Dad.
I remember when you were in college, you grew up as a high school ball player playing different sports. How important do you think it is for your 4-year-olds or any kid to play more than one sport?
I think it's hugely important. Yeah, I played baseball, basketball, football, tried to play golf a little bit. My dad was a basketball player, and he was always big about, the athleticism of basketball. And it's something I've tried my best to maintain even behind the plate, is trying to stay as athletic as possible.
Would you be the player you are if you didn't play all those sports, you think?
It's hard to say. I don't think so. I think as much as anything, mentally, when I was a kid, I was ready to go on to the next sport.
Right.
I didn't want to play 80 games of baseball a year. I wanted to play basketball, football. And it goes on the flip side. If you just play basketball, go play baseball, go play soccer. I think it's, like you said, really important.
Well, it's worked out great. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Carl.
Love the lesson to play multiple sports from Buster Posey. Wait a minute. We just talked about the Dodgers coming back, getting the lead. What has become of Melvin Upton Jr.?
He had a walk-off the other night against Kenley Jansen. He's got another big hit here. He's rejuvenated. He's found his swing again.
Kenley Jansen on in the 8th, and he blows it. It's now 5-5. Follow live baseball, so games like that on the MLB.com @Bat app. Stay up to the moment, any moment, game day, live game, video highlights, StatCast news, and a lot more. Download MLB.com @Bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and your tablet.
We got the best seats in the house right here.
Defense!
Mikey.
My bad.
Our city is under attack.
Oh, let's go!
It's time to take out the trash.
Yeah!
Huh, that's new.
Sudden death, baby!
As long as we all have our hockey masks, what could go wrong?
Ninja Turtles, PG-13.
For adults with advanced non-small cell lung cancer, previously treated with platinum-based chemotherapy, including those with an abnormal ALK or EGFR gene who've tried an FDA-approved targeted therapy, this is big. A chance to live longer. With Opdivo, nivolumab. Opdivo demonstrated longer life and is the most prescribed immunotherapy for these patients. Opdivo significantly increased the chance of living longer versus chemotherapy. No biomarker testing is required with Opdivo, though physicians may choose to do so. Opdivo works with your immune system. Opdivo can cause your immune system to attack normal organs and tissues in your body and affect how they work. This may happen anytime during or after treatment has ended and may become serious and lead to death. See your doctor right away if you experience new or worsening cough, chest pain, shortness of breath, diarrhea, severe stomach pain or tenderness, severe nausea or vomiting, extreme fatigue, constipation, excessive thirst or urine, swollen ankles, loss of appetite, rash, itching, headache, confusion, hallucinations, muscle or joint pain, or flushing, as this may keep these problems from becoming more serious. These are not all the possible side effects of Opdivo. Tell your doctor about all your medical conditions, including immune system problems, or if you've had an organ transplant or lung, breathing, or liver problems. A chance to live longer. Ask your doctor about Opdivo. Bristol Myers Squibb thanks the patients, nurses, and physicians involved in Opdivo clinical trials.
At Burger King, get 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49. Wait, the 10 nuggets deal is back again?
$1.49 for 10 nuggets.
Sweet! They're crispy and golden on the outside, made with white meat on the inside. Enjoy 10 chicken nuggets for just $1.49 today, only at Burger King.
Lawns are good for kids, but sometimes kids aren't good to lawns. Fix all of your bare spots with new Scott's Easy Seed. It has everything you need to grow grass anywhere, guaranteed. Scott's, it's good out here.
This is Andrew McCutcheon. It's his job to make sure that nothing falls.
Hey, Cutch. Could you get down from there? I'll catch you.
I don't know. Look at the size of that glove.
I got you. Just jump.
You sure?
Yeah, dude, I got you.
All right, I'm gonna do it. Let me just give you my keys. I don't want to land on them. Here. What? What was that?
That wasn't even close to my glove.
I don't know, Cutch. That worries me. That worries me. You can imagine what's going through my mind right now.
The best defense is defense. Use everything you have to protect your alliance. So, send 12 choppers when one chopper will do. Build walls twice as high as you need. Join me and strike. Mobile Strike. Download and play now. Free from the App Store.
What a lovely home you have. Is this your family?
Yeah, that's my daughter, my son, and that's
Hey, Kool-Aid Man.
husband.
Hey, at least you got your homeowner's insurance through Progressive. By bundling it with your car insurance, you saved a ton.
Yeah. Do you want to see the rest of the house?
I can actually see a lot of it.
You're watching Baseball Tonight's Sunday Night Countdown. It's presented by Chevrolet. And just like that, the weather has improved again. The sun is out, temperature is 70. And the only guy on this set that would feel comfortable at Alcatraz is Dallas Brayton, which brings us to our perfect spot.
All right, folks, Dallas Braden here once again on our tour to find the perfect spot, which brings us to beautiful, sunny San Francisco. We may take you to the gate. We may take you to the penitentiary in the middle of the Pacific. Who knows? On our way to the perfect spot, McCovey Cove. Let's go. Here we go. All aboard the Barbary Ghost. The gateway to the West Coast. We've got the Golden Gate, the penitentiary in the Pacific as well, Alcatraz. Would you say that place is rough, Nico? On our adventure to find the perfect spot, welcome to Pier 39. We're gonna creep up on Sea Lion Harbor. Wow, just lounging around, doing a bunch of nothing. Looks like the PA staff back in Bristol. If you get a close-up, we can see the SS Kirchen getting ready to make his way out to sea. San Francisco Fire Department. Are you guys here to put out the Cubs offense? And here we are, marked by sailboats and tourists alike. We enter the hallowed ground of McCovey Cove. I tell you what, we just may have found our perfect spot. I know what you're thinking, and the answer is yes. I am going to paddleboard. I know the water's cold, but this? Well, I figure it's 2016, and in the spirit of an even year here for the San Francisco Giants, I do my part to channel that mythological and magical energy, and what better way than to don the onesie of a unicorn. That guy in the unicorn onesie looks a lot like Fabio with that hair flowing. If they don't win, it's a shame. 4, 3 strikes, you're out in the San Fran Bay. From McCovey Cove, I'm going to paddle off to my perfect spot. I hope you get to enjoy the game from your perfect spot. We got action! Got the Mr. Blizz baby! Yeah!
I get the sense that was not the first time that you did that, was it?
No, I've been in that water before.
You've done that before.
I've worn the unicorn onesie before.
The unicorn thing is great, but you're also sporting a two-tone tie, which I just picked up. Well, how good is that?
True. You know, I try to keep it classy, Carl. Hey, we're in the big leagues now. Sunday pregame show. I got to come correct.
Booty says he looks like a guy who arrived on a boat at Plymouth Rock carrying a barrel of whiskey. Look at him. That's what he looks like.
Yeah. I can see what Booty's saying. And he drank the bottle of whiskey. That was your best one yet right there, man. That was your best one yet.
We had a good time in the Bay. A lot of good participation.
Good job. That's Dallas Braden. Perfect spot in San Francisco, where he is more comfortable than any place we've seen him. Scott's MLB Pitch Hit and Run, the official youth skills competition of Major League Baseball. It's free for the boys and girls 7 to 14. Play your way to the national finals. Have a chance to compete during All-Star Week in San Diego. Find a local competition in your area at pitchhitrun.com. Making the 209 very proud. Very proud.
Thanks for coming today.
How you doing?
Well, today's going to be pretty easy. I want each of you to grab a 2x8 and cut it. You'll have 2 saws to choose from, a power saw or a hand saw. So which saw did you use?
Power saw.
Power saw.
Power saw.
You all chose the most powerful tool. Wouldn't it make sense to make the same choice when it comes to your truck?
Absolutely.
This is the 2016 Chevy Silverado. It offers the most powerful engine in its class.
Awesome.
I'd say it's the best tool for the job.
Right on.
Scott's, the official sponsor of Major League Baseball and guys who wish they could play Major League Baseball. It's good out here.
Taking the hassle out of yard work just got even easier. During the Echo National Sales Event, get a pro-grade Echo trimmer or handheld blower for only $149.99 each, backed by a 5-year warranty. But hurry, these deals will be gone before you know it. So take back your yard with Echo.
Catch a memory you'll never release.
I got one.
Show us your first catch. Learn more at takemefishing.org.
He's beautiful.
And this May, you get a free 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m.
Didn't we have this conversation already?
Yeah, yesterday.
Yesterday?
And this May, you get a free 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m.
I think I'm having deja vu. Didn't we have this conversation already?
And this May, you get a free 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m.
I feel like I'm having deja vu.
Every morning in May, get a free delicious 6-inch breakfast sandwich when you buy any sandwich before 9 a.m. The Subway Sandwich Shop. Fresh is what we do.
Napoleon makes some of the most coveted grills. Maybe it's the restaurant quality sear from the 1800-degree sizzle zone, the heavenly aroma of the wood chip smoker tray, or all the other engineering details that make a Napoleon a Napoleon. What's really important is that you make one your own.
Hey, Pete. Yeah. You've got your own grill. You know, at your house. Good point.
Napoleon Grills. One day, you'll own the best.
I see you.
My family! I remember my family! They're out there somewhere. I have to find them. Hey, everybody. It's me, Dory.
Hey, where's Dory?
Dory.
Dory.
Dory!
Who's Dory?
Dory's missing. We've got to find her. Dory?
Oh, yeah, I found her.
Really?
Yeah, no, never read about.
Well, what are we talking about again? Finding Dory. Sounds like a fun challenge.
In 3D, June 17th.
There you are.
Rated PG.
When I have an idea brewing, anything is possible. You start where it all began. You think about where you've been. You decide where you're going. You consider the flavors. And then you bring them together to create something new. There's inspiration all around. You just need to know how to see it. Blue Moon, artfully brewed with Valencia orange peel and a touch of coriander. Something's brewing.
Chauncey in Wonderland.
Hello? Whoa, whoa. Guys, I'm just as freaked out as you are.
Please, sir. The Hatter is in danger.
I'm in danger of missing the Eastern Conference Finals. Come on, she barely touched you. That's a flop.
Watch the Eastern Conference Finals on ESPN and see Alice Through the Looking Glass in theaters Friday.
This is Baseball Tonight's Sunday Night Countdown. It has been presented by Chevrolet. Find new roads. All right, got to figure out on Tuesday night where you're going to be. We've got a double dip. Anthony Rizzo and the Cubs will be in St. Louis. Huge series of the National League Central. And the Padres, who have proven themselves, at least to the Dodgers this series, to be a pain, they will deal with the Giants at 10 Eastern time. That's 7 p.m. on Tuesday. The Blue Jays, they're kind of the feisty team of the year, and they were back involved in some of that stuff today. First batter of the game, Bautista's leading off now.
Right, he's led off 3 games in a row now, and as the leadoff guy, not for the game, but he's at a homer in each of the last 3 games.
He's got 10 now. Meantime, the next batter is Josh Donaldson. Phil Hughes can't go there. A little pitch him and ditch him effort.
Just a mixer in the middle of the zone, and JD, a.k.a. the bringer of rain, is going to make him pay.
Now, as he crosses home, he's kind of staring into that twin dugout. Let's flash back to Saturday. After a ground out, he yelled at the dugout. Home plate umpire Toby Bassner said it was directed at him, and he threw Donaldson out of the game. Donaldson saying, I'm yelling at the Twins, not you. In the 5th, he's up again. He gets pitched inside by Hughes. He avoids it. The next pitch, where do you think Hughes is going with this one?
I think he's going to try to chase him a little farther inside, Ravi.
Or behind him. So Donaldson looks to the umpire like, give me some help here. John Gibbons is going to come out and argue. I mean, how was Phil Hughes not reprimanded?
Yeah, you got to get at least a warning out there, and as a pitcher inside, you're stewing because you just missed a big spot twice.
Gibbons ejected 3rd time in the last week. Marcus Stroman, Plouffe, pops out. Now, after the at-bat, Stroman is saying something as he's walking off, and Plouffe thinks it's directed at him. Are the Blue Jays just boys being boys, or what?
Well, they're involved in a lot of things, a lot of days. This is not an aberrant season.
Blue Jays win it by a final score of 3-1. We'll have the top web gems of the week on Monday. They were bumped from today's show because of the great defense we saw today. Look at Christian Vasquez on a high bouncer. One hand.
Bouncing out of the squat. No need for the glove. Take care of it barehanded. It was the only play he could make. Heck of an athlete.
That's a pretty good 5th web gem. That was a great play.
No doubt. Will Myers comes in at number 4. Howie Kendrick. And Myers, the first baseman, makes the play.
Heck of a play for Myers over there. It might have even been a one-hopper to the second baseman, but the shift gets him on the web jam.
All right, number 3, Adam Eaton. Look at how fast he's going and how quickly that wall's coming up. Wow.
And the success of the White Sox is in part to Eaton playing right field every day has really solidified that outfield defense.
More defense from an outfielder. Number 2 from today, Cameron Maben, is he will slam into the wall.
Well, it's very tough right there as an outfielder. He's running. The ball starts to bounce. He's got to start to taper off. Make sure he's underneath for the catch. No love for the wall either.
And the Blue Jays did a lot of talking, a lot of chirping. They also played some great defense. Who else but Kevin Pillar laying out?
Pillar, full extendo out in Central. I mean, he's making a living on web gems alone, boys.
Outstanding play by Kevin Pillar. And great work by all the guys today. We certainly appreciate the great defense. Again, Top Gems of the Week Monday. 2 shows, 10 o'clock and at midnight. That does it from here. San Francisco is shining once again. With Tim Kirkshin, Dallas Braden, the entire Baseball Tonight crew. Thanks for watching Baseball Tonight's Sunday Night Countdown. First pitch is coming up. Here's Dan and the gang.
Carl, thank you. Welcome to Sunday Night Baseball on ESPN, presented by Taco Bell. We are in San Francisco, beautiful AT&T Park, for the rubber match of a series between the team with the best record in all of baseball, the happy-go-lucky Chicago Cubs, taking on the San Francisco Giants, who are the leaders in the National League West and will send Madison Bumgarner to the mound tonight. It's been an interesting series already. On a Friday night, it was the Cubs who emerged victorious as Chris Bryant homered and drove in 4. A tough night for Jake Peavy on the mound for the Giants. Not a tough night for Jake Arrieta. 7 very strong innings, his 8th win of the season. 8-1 Cubbies. Saturday night, Buster Posey, his first home run in 62 at-bats, his 5th of the season, gave the Giants a 4-1 lead. Matt Cain, 6 innings, 1 run, his first win since last July, and the Giants beat the Cubs 5-3. So where do these two teams rank right now? Well, they both rank at the top of their respective divisions. The Cubs with the best record in all of baseball. The Giants 3.5 up on the Rockies in the National League West. Hi, everybody, and welcome to San Francisco. Glad you're with us. Dan Schulman, Jessica Mendoza, and Aaron Boone. The Cubs have actually hit a bit of a speed bump lately. They've lost 6 of their last 10, but Booney, they've still been the class of baseball so far this year.